and he said, I've wined and dined with kings and queens, and I've slept in alleys and ate from a can of pork and beans. And I thought, how fitting is that? Because last week everybody in Houston was whining and dining with kings and queens. And this week, they're in a whole nother situation. See, this week, they're in that dark, dangerous alley. There ain't a scrap of pork anywhere to be found. There ain't a bean anywhere in sight. But there is one thing waiting in that alley for them. There's one thing waiting in that alley for this franchise that just last week cashed in on their first playoff win, which is this week. They're coming into that alley and they're getting the first ass whooping of their playoff history. Now, there's something else in that alley, and it ain't a bouquet of flowers. It ain't birds, butterflies, or bees. What's waiting there for them is the Baltimore Ravens. And we all know that when you're dealing with the Baltimore Ravens, you're dealing with a sledgehammer. One giant purple pissed off sledgehammer. The only thing they care about is banging somebody in the mouth and taking their lunch money. On top of it all, there's a rookie quarterback coming to M&T Bank Stadium this week. And I had a vision. I had a vision of TJ Yates fishing in the middle of the ocean. And he was sitting on this little 13-foot sea scarab. And he took out his Velcro pocket fisherman. And he hooked up a couple of 2-inch jig head lures. He rigged up a couple of shad darts. He rigged up his little white and red bobber. And he dropped his line in the ocean. What he didn't realize was sitting under his 13-foot sea scarab was a 70-foot great white shark, which is just waiting for this Sunday at 1 o'clock for that first drop of blood to spill in the water. And TJ Yates is going to get a vision of the guy from Joel's that's going to tell him, I think you're going to need a bigger boat. So let me tell you what's going to happen this Sunday. This Sunday at 1 p.m. M&T Bank Stadium. It's our time now. And at 4:15, when Joe Flacco is taking a knee, you're not going to be able to hear a pin drop in Houston, Texas. Down in Lubbock, Texas, you might hear Dusty Rhodes say to the bartender, you know, Ric Flair once told me, never send a sparrow to do an eagle's job. And now I think he knows what I'm talking about. Bartender, another shot of Jack Daniel, if you will. And that's what you're going to hear down in Texas. But in this bar, in this town, and down at M&T Bank Stadium, the only thing you're going to hear is this. It's playoff time right here and right now. And I got one more question for you.
What time is it?
What time is it? What time is it? Any dogs in the house? Any dogs in the house? What time is it? What time is it? Let's beat their ass.